Many years ago, in the beautiful city of Aba, there lived a young lady named Akachi. Akachi was the second daughter of Mazi Agumba. Mazi Agumba was rich. He was a well-known contractor in that city. He was also into real estate, making him one of the proud owners of some of the beautiful estates in that town. Akachi has lived a sad life all her life. Akachi lost her mother during childbirth, and she was left with a father who hated and cared less about her. Mazi Agumba was filled with sorrow of losing his dear wife, so anytime he looked at Akachi, he remembered the sad memory of his late wife. Akachi had an older sister named Ugomma. She was born 2 years earlier than her, back then when their family was perfect. Ugomma was very beautiful. She was the exact replica of their late mother, sharing the same soft features of her mother, and had this charming look which made her loved by all who saw her. But for Akachi, her beauty was hidden in her pain. Her spirit was crushed by the enormity of her father's hatred. So for Akachi, her home was very toxic, and she just wished she had somewhere else to go to instead of remaining in her father's house. Akachi grew up to see her sister Ugomma enjoy all the love and care from their father. Their father took Ugomma for shopping, took her to different restaurants where they visited during weekends together with their stepmother. Ugomma was treated like a princess, having all the attention and special treatments. Ugomma also went to one of the best schools in that city. Akachi was made to do all the chores in the house and run all the errands, while her older sister Ugomma, all she did was press her phone or watch TV all day, and sometimes go partying with her friends. This privilege Akachi never had. However, as Akachi grew older, her father was looking for a way to rid her off, as he could no longer stand her sight. He just wanted her out of his house. So when Akachi turned 20, she was finally done with secondary school, as she had a lot of setbacks in school, so she could not graduate with her classmates. Her older sister Ugomma was already through with university, so Akachi after secondary school thought that their father would send her to the university, just like her sister. But she was wrong. She never knew more shock was coming. Akachi was home one afternoon doing dishes after lunch. When their father called her, she quickly went to answer him. When Akachi entered the sitting room, she greeted her father, who replied in a stern voice, "Akachi, please hold your greeting to yourself. Have a seat, I have something important to discuss with you," he said in a harsh tone. Their stepmother was also seated with their father. "Akachi, you are getting married," Mazi Agumba said, releasing the bombshell. Akachi's spirit dropped. She knew her father never loved her, but she was not expecting such harshness from their father. "So, Papa, to who?" Akachi asked, her voice shaking. "Well, Akachi, since you asked, it's Ekene. He is blind," Mazi Agumba said, unbothered. "But I promise you, he is going to take good care of you. He is from a rich family." Akachi's mind swelled in fear and confusion about what she did to her father to deserve such cruelty from him, as she wept all day. "I just wish Mom is here now. I don't think father would have done this to me," Akachi cried and lamented. So a few weeks after, Akachi met Ekene. He was blind and could only walk with the aid of his walking stick or with somebody's assistance. But Akachi's heart was broken as she just saw the fate her father had sealed for her. So Akachi, on the day of her wedding, was simply dressed in a modest gown. Her father and stepmother did not say a word to her. Her stepmother only frowned at her. Also, the few guests that came around laughed at her misfortune for getting married to a blind man. But for Akachi, she kept her head high, not allowing their words to affect her. So after the wedding, Akachi went home with Ekene into their modest home, which was far from her father's luxurious house. Even though she was disappointed, she felt this inner peace and warmth with Ekene. Ekene loved and respected her, and for the first time, Akachi felt accepted. Ekene loved and made sure he provided for Akachi. In spite of his disability, Ekene was strong and hardworking, not allowing his disability to affect his mind and not allowing his situation make him worthless. He did beautiful paintings and was able to make money from it. Akachi also joined him at the workshop, assisting him in some tasks he finds difficult to do for himself. When people saw Akachi and Ekene work together, they mocked and laughed at her for her misfortune. She could hear them whisper and laugh behind her back anytime they saw them together. Akachi was not perturbed. She loved Ekene, and Ekene also loves and respects her, which was what mattered to Akachi. Akachi has developed this inner strength and resilience from the constant harsh words and cruelty she suffered from her family. A few months after, Ugomma got married to one of the wealthy suitors that asked for her hand in marriage. Her wedding was a talk of the town. She was her father's favorite. Mazi Agumba gifted Ugomma a brand new car and a house in one of his estates. As time passed, Ugomma found out that her marriage to Kali was a big mistake. She saw herself as a trophy that Kali displayed amongst his friends. Ugomma wanted her marriage to be like that of her sister, Akachi, who in spite of her current situation, was happy with Ekene. Ugomma realized and admitted that Akachi had what she could not get, even with her money. Akachi had love, peace, and happiness in her marriage. But her marriage to Kali was not void of one disagreement and quarrels. She has always thought that her beauty was enough for her. It was now that she realized that every marriage does not just depend on physical beauty or wealth, but love and friendship, which she doesn't have with Kali. Ugomma was a spoilt child. It was difficult for her to make a decent meal for her husband. She also found it difficult to do the chores in her home and tend to the need of her family. Kali was highly disappointed. He has always been attracted to Ugomma because of her beauty, but he wanted more from her. He wanted a woman that could cook, take care of the home, and be able to manage their resources. All this Ugomma lacked, and whenever he tried to confront her, this caused them constant quarrels, and he was getting tired of everything. Ugomma one afternoon decided to go and see Akachi and her husband in their home. When she got to Akachi's house, she was surprised to meet them, cooking together, gisting and smiling. This got Ugomma thinking. She became jealous of her sister. She thought to herself, Akachi, you don't deserve to be happy. I should be the one here, not you. Akachi was so excited to see her sister. After a long time, Ugomma, thank you so much for coming to our house. Don't mind me. I have just been very busy for some time now. You look very happy with your husband, Ugomma said, trying to force a smile. So Ugomma, after spending some time in Akachi's house, when she was about to leave, out of curiosity, she asked Akachi, my sister, you have to tell me the secret of your happiness. It baffles me how you find happiness in this your marriage with Ekene. In his disability. You still love and care for each other, and you look contented with him, Ugomma said, her eyes in pain. Well, Ugomma, you see, money cannot buy happiness. I have learned to find joy and happiness in the little that I have. It's true that Ekene is blind, but I see his heart. He loves and cares for me, and I also love him. He loves me for who I am, not for what I have, and this I value so much. I just hope you're not pretending, no, Akachi. This was suffering and smiling. I don't understand though, Ugomma said mockingly as she left their house. Well, I want to go and see father in his office before going back to the house, Ugomma said. Okay now, please send my regards to father, Akachi replied as Ugomma drove off in her car. A few moments later, Ugomma arrived at her father's office. She greeted him and quickly sat on one of the chairs in the office. Ugom, as she was fondly called by her father. What is it again? Why this long face now? Or are you not happy to see your father? Dad, I'm so sorry. Just that I'm tired. My marriage is not working. Kali is not helping matters at all. He complains about everything I do. He's not even appreciating my efforts to get things right in our marriage. He blames me for everything. Father, I want to come back home. I don't think marriage is meant for me. Kali doesn't want to understand me. Father, it's only you that have the patience to understand my feelings, Ugomma said sadly, her face pale, her eyes filled with pain. Mazi Agumba, fixing his gaze steadily on Ugomma, said to her, Gum, I'm highly disappointed. The truth be told, look at your younger sister. She is doing well for herself. We all thought that her marriage to Ekene would be the worst thing that happened to her. But you see, she proved us wrong. She became abreast of her current reality. She found positivity in her current situation. And today, she has found love and happiness with Ekene. So, Ugom, you have no excuse at all. You have a better advantage over your sister. I will advise you don't misuse it so you don't regret tomorrow. But Papa, not Akachi now, Ugomma replied desperately. You are not Akachi. You are Ugomma, beautiful daughter, my pride. So go and make your father proud and make your marriage work. So Ugomma, spending some time with her father, left his office disappointed. She had thought her father would ask her to return home. As months passed, Akachi became pregnant. Akachi and Ekene were so happy that they were going to start a family. Ekene's business also grew, so they expanded it. People came from afar to patronize their paintings. Akachi's pregnancy came with a lot of discomfort and its own challenges, but with Ekene's kind and encouraging words, also trying to assist in whatever way he could, Akachi was able to pull through the pregnancy. A few weeks to Akachi's delivery date, they had just returned from church and were resting when they had a knock on the door. Akachi went to get the door, and it was Silver, Ekene's childhood friend and classmate. They hugged and exchanged pleasantries. They talked about a lot of things, trying to catch up with past events. Silver was very sorry for his friend's predicament. So Ekene, you mean after your master's program in the UK, you just woke up blind? Kali said, trying to understand. Kali, my friend, I said, after I returned back and was already walking, I started having some pains in my eyes. So I went to the hospital and the doctor that attended to me wrote some prescriptions which I took, but the pains persisted. I still went back to the same hospital and they asked me to continue with the drugs. I had just returned from the gym one evening. I quickly had a warm shower and decided to rest. Kali, you will not believe it. I woke up not seeing again. I screamed in pain, calling out my neighbors, who came to my aid and took me to the hospital. And after some lab tests, the doctor confirmed it that I have lost my sight, that I came in very late. Kali, you know our health sector now. I could not believe. I thought I was dreaming, but as days went by, I accepted my fate. I went to several eye clinics and they all said the same thing. Even the last hospital that I went to, the doctor said that even if I went for a surgery, that my sight would still not be recovered. My brother, that is it too. I lost my job. My family deserted me. They said they could not bear carrying me around, taking care of me like a baby. So I was left to myself. My family gave up on me, and I've not seen them for the past 7 years now. Ekene continued as tears welled up his eyes. Kali went close to Ekene and held his hands. He said to him, Ekene, I assure you, there is hope. You will regain your sight. I quickly came to see you when I learnt about this unfortunate incidents from our classmate, Godwin, who I ran into in Germany few weeks back. Kali replied, Oh yes, it's true, I remember. We talked at length on the phone the last time he called. Ekene said, cheering up, well, there's this big eye foundation located in Sapele, and the consultants there, I hear, are very good. I will talk to my MD and some other people about your condition so they can be of help. Oh, that's so kind and thoughtful of you, my friend, Kali. I really appreciate it. So after 2 weeks, Ekene was able to meet with the consultant at the Eye Foundation and the surgery was booked. Ekene and Akachi prayed and trusted God for a miracle, even though the doctors did not give them 100% assurance. But Akachi said to Ekene, Ekene, I want you to know this, that even if it's just a percent for the surgery to be successful, I have strong faith that your sight will be recovered. Amen, my dear wife. I just pray this will be possible. I can't wait to see the face of this beautiful voice that has been a strong comfort to me these few years, Ekene said, grabbing Akachi's hands. Don't worry, Ekene. Very soon, you will see your beautiful wife, Akachi said, smiling. So a few weeks to Ekene's surgery, Ekene traveled with Kali to Sapele. 3 days after Ekene traveled to Sapele, he received a call from Akachi. Ekene, please, I need your prayers. I'm in the hospital right now, and the doctors just confirmed that I'm in labor. I just wish you are here to hold my hands. Akachi, don't worry. I want you to know that God is with you, and I'm here praying for you. God will finish what he has started. A few hours later, Akachi called Ekene on the phone that she had put to bed a set of twins. This came as a shock to the doctors, as the scan did not say that Akachi was having a set of twins. They named Akachi's twins Miracle Babies. Akachi was so overjoyed. After she rested, she contacted Ekene on the phone, sharing the news of the birth of their twins with him. Akachi said to Ekene, this is a good sign that this surgery is going to be successful. I have no doubts, Akachi said, reassuring Ekene. The news of the birth of the twins spread like wildfire. People that once mocked Akachi admired her courage and strength. They were so happy for her and her husband. People bought lots of gifts for the children and gifted Akachi some money for the twins. So a week after, Ekene returned home, back to his lovely wife and their beautiful set of twins. He hugged and admired Akachi. You are so beautiful. Look at this beautiful damsel God gave to me. This was the first time Ekene set his eyes on Akachi. He was thrilled. He kept asking himself, what did Akachi see in me? What made her stay with me? Look at this beautiful damsel God gave to me. He was so happy. Despite his challenge, that Akachi accepted and loved him, he said to Akachi, you remain my jewel and strong support. See us today, not just having a child, but two beautiful daughters who just look exactly like you. So Akachi, we are now Papa and Mama Ejima, Ekene said, as they both smiled. When the news of Akachi having a set of twins got to Ugomma, she became jealous of her sister. She became angry with herself. She never believed that the table would turn around like this. She has always been the one in the limelight whilst they were growing up. Akachi was doing so well for herself. But for her, she had nothing. So she hated life and how she chased what did not matter whilst growing up. And today, she has lost her value. Ekene and Akachi were doing so well for themselves. Ekene was able to get a better job with the help of his friend Kali. He also continued to manage his painting business, which he had as a side hustle. Ekene and Akachi were able to move from their old house to a new and big house, also located in a better environment in Aba. One Saturday morning, Akachi and Ekene were at home with their set of twins when they had unusual visitors. It was Ekene's parents, who he have not seen for the past 7 years. When they walked in, their heads were bowed in shame, their eyes filled with guilt and pain. My son, his mother said, coming close to them, we are very sorry for everything. We were just frustrated. Please, my son, we regret our actions. We are so sorry for everything, for giving up on you, Ekene. Ekene's mother said, looking remorseful. Ekene and Akachi looked at them in disbelief and loss of words. Akachi remembered all the mean words Ekene's parents said to her on the phone when they newly got married. They thought her marriage to Ekene was a waste of time and their downfall in life. Please, Ekene, his father said, we are here to make amends. We are here to make things right, my daughter. Please forgive us. So after a long silence, Ekene broke the silence. Father, mother, we hold no grudge against you or anyone. God has been faithful. What the enemy meant for evil, God turned around. We all make mistakes in life as humans. So my wife and I accept you back into our lives. We accept your apology, Ekene said, looking at Akachi, who nodded and smiled back. Thank you so much, my children. Ekene's parents replied, looking happy and relieved. Thank you so much, my children, as they made themselves comfortable on a sofa. They were happy to see their grandchildren. Ekene's parents, before they left, gifted them a check of 5 million naira. Emeka's father turned to Akachi. Mama Ejima, take your time and think about the business that you want to start. I'm going to finance it for you. Thank you so much, Papa. I'm very grateful, replied Akachi. Her face beamed with joy. Akachi and Ekene were so elated. They could not hold their joy as they hugged each other when Ekene's parents left their home. Ekene, so this is how God can just change somebody's life. As if I'm dreaming. See where God picked us from. And today, see where He has placed us. Ekene and Akachi did not see this surprise coming at all. So as Ekene and Akachi were still celebrating, Akachi's phone rang. And it was Ugomma on the phone crying. Ugomma, please, I cannot hear you. Can you be audible? As Akachi was still trying to hear what Ugomma was saying, the phone went off. Akachi tried reaching Ugomma on the phone, but it was switched off. So she quickly got a taxi and went to see Ugomma in her house. When she got to Ugomma's apartment, she met Ugomma on the floor, struggling with her life. What? Akachi shouted. What is it, Ugomma? What happened to you? So luckily for Akachi, taxi man that brought her was still trying to drive out of the compound. So with his help, Akachi took Ugomma to the hospital. After some time, Ugomma regained consciousness. Akachi said to Ugomma, Ugomma, what really happened? I don't know what it is that would make you want to take your own life. Whatever it is, it's not worth it at all. Ugomma, why did you try hurting yourself? Thank God for His mercies. If not, we would be telling another stories now. Akachi continued in a sad tone. However, 2 days later, Ugomma was discharged from the hospital. She has fully recovered. So, Akachi took her to her house. Ugomma stayed with Akachi for 2 days. On the evening before she left back to her house, as they both sat in her bedroom, Ugomma said to Akachi, her voice trembling, tears flowing down her cheeks, Akachi, please forgive me. I was envious of your happy marriage. It was so sad I could not have what you enjoyed in your relationship with Ekene. You know, I never knew life could be this hard to me. I watched how you grew from nothing to what you have become today. Akachi, you are my younger sister. I just wish I have your resilience and positive vibes. You just have everything working for you. But I, the favorite daughter, I have nothing. Akachi, as I'm speaking to you right now, I'm pregnant. Kali is having a baby with my help. Akachi, what pains me most is that she is 5 months gone, under my watch, and I did not know. My husband was having it with my help. Ugomma said, sobbing. Okay, Ugomma, Akachi said, with pain in her eyes. Please, wipe your tears. You still have time to make amends. I want you to see the bright side of having this baby. Stop saying you are worthless, Ugomma. Look at you. You are bringing another woman to the world, which is a great feat, and a lot of women are looking forward to having this experience. Ugomma, this could be a new beginning for you. Akachi, I wish I can have this your doggedness, your positive view about life. Where do I even start from? Ugomma lamented. I wish I made better choices with my life. Ugomma sighed in regret. After some time, she held Akachi by her hand. Akachi, my beloved sister, thank you so much for giving me your shoulder to lean on. What would I have done without you, my dearest beloved sister? Thank you, Akachi, for everything, for coming to my aid, Even though I've really wronged you, but your heart is pure. Thank you, Akachi, for everything, as they hugged each other. So the next day, Goma returned to her house, deciding to keep the pregnancy and raise the child alone. Ugomma made up her mind not to wait for anybody's approval before taking a step in life. Mazi Agumba has traveled to Calabar for a business meeting when he received a call from his account officer notifying him that his wife just made a huge transfer from the company's account. So they had to suspend the transfer as they detected that something was wrong somewhere. So, sir, I had to seek your consent before finally awarding the transfer. Mr. Tony, thank you so much for doing the needful. That transaction is invalid. I did not approve it. I will be heading home immediately with the next flight. So, a few days after, it was discovered that Mazi Agumba's wife was having an affair with a young man that worked with Mazi Agumba. So, they both planned to withdraw that huge money so they could elope together. But luck was against them. Mazi Agumba was heartbroken and disappointed. He could not believe his wife was capable of engaging in infidelity. His two daughters, Ugomma and Akachi, comforted him. Mazi Agumba was also able to reconcile with Akachi and Ekene. He also reconciled with his past mistakes. He pleaded with Akachi and Ugomma for failing them in different ways as tears welled up his eyes. Please, Akachi, I have really wronged you, and I'm so sorry. I just allowed my emotions to cloud my judgment. I took it on you as if you were death that snatched your late mother from me. So sorry for all the pains I made you go through in life, and I promise you, I will make amends. Mazagumba continued, trying to wipe his tears. However, as years passed, Akachi developed a better relationship with her father and Ugomma. Their once divided family now shared a deep bond. Akachi and Ekene later had a son. One evening, they both sat at the entrance of their beautiful home, watching their children play around. Ekene took Akachi by the hand. He said to her, looking straight into her eyes, Akachi, you are the best thing that happened to me. We were able to come this far in life because of the love we both shared and the support we gave each other. Ekene said, smiling at Akachi, God came through for us, Ekene, because we depended on him and we are willing to give life a chance. Ekene and Akachi lived happily ever after. Their love story, success in life, was used to encourage other people that found themselves in such situation. Thank you so much for watching this story. I really appreciate your support. So what's your thoughts? Do you think Akachi and Ekene did the right thing, forgiving and accepting their families back into their lives? What can you say about Ugomma and Mazi Agumba and the choices they made? Let's continue in the comment section. Please support my channel by subscribing. Give this story a thumbs up. Share our stories with your loved ones and friends. And until we meet again next time, stay blessed and